Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
this is Sharon.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sharon. Okay.
Our Emma's in a place of high winds today. So we are on our own dashboard wise. So we'll see what happens. So welcome. Glad to see you today. Oh my, let's take a breath. The winds, the upheavals, the ideas, all whirling. I'm sure you are in it and feel it much more than we. We're glad to have you here with us today. One of the ideas that just kind of popped into the group that we thought might be a good opportunity, because we've asked, what questions might you have? And we've gotten a few, but not too many. So if you have an idea of or a question, pop it in the chat, because this is going to be maybe a little bit more casual. Last week was so intense. We were just like, wow. And it's almost like in this moment, we're sitting back and taking a breath. And what is up with you? We'd like to hear that. So feel free to pop anything into the chat as we go along. And see, I think I'm going to ask Arlie, would you mind the chat, so that if we have chat coming in, I don't, not going to work for me. I want to stay kind of focused with whatever we're doing and what to bring to you guys. But so if I can have somebody like Arlie, just mind the chat. And if there's a break in what the collective here is saying, you could just say, hello, we have a question. Is that okay, Arlie? Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. It's been a week for you. It hasn't been that long for us. It feels like it's the next breath and we're here. And you're here with us. So that's good. What's on our mind right now? Our group. It's like we're holding the intensity, as are you. With A, saying no to agendas of domination, removing them, and getting to the place where we're down in the muck and the mire and the alligators and the deeper things you didn't even know were there or possible are now coming to the surface, and you're staying really on top of not that either. Nope, not that either. And we're not going to stop. And we are right there saying this world is not owned by parasitic dominators of any kind. Our bodies are not owned. Our cultures are not owned. And as we take away that energy, because we can do that with a law of ask and receive. You are asking differently than many. So we're able to take away and continue to take away the energy that comes from the agendas of dominators. And in doing that, we get a little bit of honeycomb buildings, if you will. And in honeycomb buildings, the possibility is that there's not enough structure within the energy even for there to be benefit of good for a structure. It's got to fall. It's got to fall. We are not going to prop up structures. So many things throughout time on the planet. So many of those great ideas. Here's how we can benefit. Here's how we can lift one another. They have all been known and identified and either crippled, co-opted, or crushed. We know that. So here we are at that stage where the cultures on the planet, the major cultures on the planet, are cultures of domination. And from domination, structures, organizations, projects, religions, judicial systems, education, they all are built on, and within cultures, it says, profit's the answer. controls the answer, dominating the answer, obedience is the answer. I mean, they all have that element, because even those ideas that were hatched in the very best intentions have been co-opted to some degree. Now, those that have been able to stay under the radar and grow and strengthen only have been able to do that because of awareness within the collective that held that idea or that project, to keep themselves and their work safe. They had enough awareness, they had enough boundaries, they had enough, I was going to say lack of tolerance, because tolerance is being used to say, wait a minute, oh my gosh, I just remember something Sharon read. I think it's called MAP, minor attraction P. And it's all about pedophilia. And they're saying you have to tolerate those adults who are attracted sexually to minors. You have to tolerate that because that's who we are. So tolerance, we get off on a tangent. Tolerance isn't where we're at. We're at of discernment, and those organizations that didn't collapse under like those kind of laws that you have to be tolerant because somebody likes it, but they're few and far between. So now that leads me to bodysuits. So here we have our physical bodysuit that was created with very highest intention, with very high purpose. It had the evolutionary path was within the suit. The mission was held within the suit. Function strong, thriving bodysuit. And as soon as it was discovered and the mission was discovered, what happened is first it was crippled, then it was co-opted. And then we had a bodysuit that was really part of the outsiders program to control. So they really could say initially we own the male bodysuit, and then eventually we own all the bodysuits. They're ours. We've devised them. We're monitoring them. We're mind controlling them. Just like the structures that we call financial and judicial and et cetera, et cetera. So the commonality here is that structures that had like an assigned vibration, a divine purpose, is still going to have to be cleared and made almost maybe like a honeycomb shell of itself. And in that, whatever is of divine family agenda, good for all, will be there and show up, and you can begin to restore it, give it back its purpose, its mission, so that this bodysuit that we call education or finance or judicial, whatever is in that structure, that still contains the harmonics of the original, this would be good for all, is there, and you can start calling it alive. You can start singing the songs to it. There are some structures that did not come out for any other purpose than the outsider created a thought through the mind, the bodysuit, and the entire idea was not of the light. So that structure came to be out of deceit, out of agendas to control. And that structure, clear honeycomb, there's still no vibration of light. It will have to fall. Getting back to the physical body. Physical bodysuits are totally in the process, and you are a big part of that, taking back ownership of every bodysuit on the planet, because you're the authority and you have the right to do that. And taking back teams that says these bodysuits belong to us. We are the galactic family. We are the galactic family on mission. These bodysuits belong to us. Remove all ownership, which is what you're doing with the PTO and the tag healing and your own personal deep six, etc. So here's these bodysuits. Some of them will be more honeycombed than others. Some of them have taken really big hits, being willing to let us see what parasitic dominating activity looks like so that we can eliminate it, has taken a big hit on some individuals' bodies and psyche. It's important that we keep clearing everybody's suit. You can do that just across the board because our teams are beyond measure. We can be a team for, and there is a team for every single bodysuit on the planet. There's a team there already. And all you're doing is giving permission to their design causal team to clear, bringing the PTO clear, bringing the PTO clear. The additional thing we're doing, and with your help again, is activating the original, or not the original even, the evolutionary, totally new blueprint for every body. Every body then with their higher self has the opportunity to be honeycombed, if you will, cleared. At the same time, the song, we'll say the song of the soul, the song of that bodysuit blueprint is sung to every bodysuit through their causal teams because you request it to be so. We're not doing the same with organizations. Because for an organization that is not of the light, there's nothing there that is going to benefit us or you. There's nothing there. Never was. So it's going to fall. Can we ask that it fall gently, that it fall not on people, that people are kept out of the huge wave? Absolutely think about that. But systems will crumble and fall, and they are in the process. Over here, absolutely energizing every bodysuit with the evolutionary blueprint. Then that body is hearing a new song. The organs, the tissues, everything, hearing a new song. What that does is it allows, what we use a lot in divine good weaving, is that what in that field, what seemed impossible to clear and to heal is made possible. And doors that were totally closed to greater possibilities are opened, huge changes. And you can do that across the planet. Everywhere there's a bodysuit. What that doesn't do is take away the individual right of the soul in the bodysuit and the higher self of that soul to say, I'm so glad my mission's done, I'm gone, and leave the bodysuit. It doesn't mean that we take away the right of individuals to leave their body when they feel complete. We really restore it because they're not locked in to systems that keep them on locked in states in order to feed the parasitic machine. And what we also do in that process is we're deeply healing, removing, transforming energy within the male psyche, the female psyche, the psyche of humanity, mass consciousness. We're healing things that will never be returned for the greater masses. you see. And what's coming, and it's in process, but it's even the whoosh of it, the growth of it is starting to escalate and expand, and that is this: a time of calling forth the restoration. And the guardian circle protocol for all the new growth within these cultures of divine family agendas. There's, I think you've all been feeling the call to something different or new, or stopping at, there's been an indication that we're not just destroying and taking away what is damaging. We're not just saying in the Ukraine, stop that, move the dominating out. We're also saying, and restore, and bring in restoration quickly for that which has been destroyed. And we're moving closer and more into that phase. And I asked if Gaia wanted to put something into the circle, and she said, "You're not, you're doing good, but I'm going to bring her in because someone in one of your circles asked about bringing rain to those places that really need rain." And I think that is Gaia's. That's a question to Gaia. How can we do that? What's the most powerful way? Are we interfering? I don't know. So with that, I'm going to put that question on the table and see what she might have to say. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You can't keep a good woman down. And I've been kept down for way, way, way too long. And I've been saying in various places, especially within your circles, get me free of the constraint that's around what we call Earth. Those outsiders have put a constraint around this space, isolating us, entrapping us, and therefore my breath, your breath, is trapped in this bubble, and the bubble is burning up. Get rid of that bubble. That's got to go. Keep hammering on that. I don't know what name they call it in your worlds, but it's a false contained space. I am not contained. My space is not contained. There are ways that your exhaust, if you will, your entropy, created here for a living, can benefit other places in the universe. It can fuel other worlds. And here you have been trapped in this bubble that now is causing you, me, to burn up. Does that make sense to you? I am in Laniakea. I am part of Laniakea. There is no bubble. There is no boundaries. There is no shell around anything. Oh, wow. Shell is an interesting word, isn't it? How many times have the medical profession told you or friends of yours, oh, here's this molecule and it's a dangerous molecule and it has a hard shell around it. That shell cannot be penetrated, but we will try. Who makes shells? In breath. Who makes shells in breath? Not divine good, not divine families, I'll tell you. They're connected. They're breathing together. They're supporting each other. And then they hit the wall of artificial shell. Let's get it gone. Let's get it gone. As it relates to weather, how weather, earthquakes, volcanoes, water moves, I need that freedom. So I am a body. I'm asking, put me, this body, this field of intelligence that we call Mother Earth or Gaia, see me as a body that needs healing. Not because I'm not powerful, but because I want support. If an individual in your life has cancer or dealing with mental illness, dealing with domestic violence, dealing with chronic pain, we don't expect them to take that on all by themselves and say, you're weak if you ask for help. The thing that has made me appear weak is the labels of weakness that have been put on me. I am not weak. I am not weak. And I know what I need. And in this moment, what I need is for this body to be healed, the evolutionary blueprint for this body in this mission to be activated so that I am free to work my systems, including rain, including wind, including volcanoes, not in a way that the outsiders have made you believe that I am punishing. They have usurped me in so many ways, not just cutting down forests. Let's get that hard shell. It's false, has no light. Get it gone. And please put me in your circles as if I were one of your best buddies. Because I am. I'm asking for that. Restore, restore, restore. But we are doing more than restoring. We are doing evolutionary new. Evolutionary new. I see Ari. I see you. Pop in.
There's a question. I'm interested in instant healing. Reality statements have a whole set of physical actions to root them. Can that whole physical protocol be condensed to something like a finger snap to empower the reality statement?
I'm going to shift. Gabriel wants to come in. I don't think we've heard from you before, so Gabriel wants to come in. And the answer is, what is it that you personally believe? And do you want to create that in your world and in your work? And everyone is going to function according to where they believe, and they can stretch that belief because beliefs create a box and you keep stretching the box. So those who want to create that instant, whatever the instant is, I mean, Deep Six has a protocol pages long, Deep Six. Tag and Transform has 20 plus pages, Tag and Transform. You see? Of course, by law, of course, you ask, you receive. So if your snap of the finger means what? Your snap of the finger means that to the higher self, to the causal team, and to, if you don't have an instant healing team, call it into being. And then do the work, and then walk the journey. What you will have done is, here you are, you're doing really powerful work. And what you want to do is you want to do even more powerful work by shortening, maybe collapsing time, because instant collapses time and space, right? So here's where you want to be. Whoops, there. Okay, there's where you want to be. You've now put yourself on a healing journey to get there. So what will come up? What will come up? What will come up for you is what you will use your tools to eliminate, so that you are, here's where you are, here's where you want to be. That's a gap. You've got tools, you've got teams, you've got intelligence to get you there. So go for it. Because it's time to go bigger. It is time to go bigger. You will find that there are some who aren't ready for that kind of help in their lives yet. There's things still within them that they need to grapple with, that's what part of what we're doing is grappling with some of our negativity. And in the grappling, there is strength. So not everyone would be appropriate for saying, snap my fingers, you're whole, because that leaves them connected to you rather than to themselves. Does that make sense? So wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, go for it. Know that you've got to do the work within you to get you there, but you can't do the work if you don't make that choice, reality statement, start reaching out and doing it and see what comes back in you, in the other, until you're solidly there. And you've been working that direction. I think all of you have been working that direction. But be aware there are some who may, and they may not come to you, who need the grappling still. And so there'll be other ways for other things in place for them. But it's time to go bigger, expand bigger. So take your ideas. And it's important, I would suggest that it's important that you understand that as you go bigger, the group that you're a part of here, this nucleus and sacred ground circles, that's a root system for you. As you go, come back, feed them, expand. As they go, they'll come back and feed you. So, having a circles where you can breathe with each other about the new big will be of great value to you. So we are always enriched by being with you. Want and hope that what our present does for you enriches you. Always, we want you to know we love you. We so honor you. You have no idea how expansive you have been and will be. Let's keep making it joyful and quicker for everybody concerned. So we can, it's exciting, valuable work into the life that's exciting, valuable, and delicious. That's our blessing for you. Okay, loves. Questions may remain. They'll be on the plate. Until next time. Love to you all.